Hi all, welcome once again. Today is the second session in our second week actually. The previous week we were discussed about some on-premises network topologies, network structure and architecture, and we just go through how that network is going on, how the traffic is going on, how it is connected, how the devices are connected, and a lot of things. So it is like very in a very descriptive manner. We had a discussion on that, and it's quite like the help of some diagrams. We explained it, and like you got that idea. Like there are some devices, network, switches, routers, and also we had a session that describes what are things we have over there. So today, mainly we will be focusing into our cloud computing and also in Azure, and we'll try to start the hands-on lab today itself. And yeah, like we'll be trying to start it today. If not possible, then we'll be taking it on the very next session. So yeah, without more delay, we can start our today's session. So today's session, in the sense, like as I said, we will be discussing on, yeah, this is the week 2 agenda we have, right? All introduction to cloud computing, Microsoft Azure overview, working with Azure virtual machines. So yeah, in terms of working with Azure virtual machines, definitely we'll be working with virtual network as well, because that's the backbone, or we can call it as the skeleton that we will be provisioning in Azure. So yeah, we'll be covering all those things. Yeah, mainly this agenda is for this week, at the entire week. We'll be covering all this as per the agenda. And yeah, let's get started to this first topic, which is introduction to cloud computing. So just wanted to understand, you guys, do you have ever heard about cloud computing, and do you have any idea on that? What was that? Can you explain? Can you give me an idea of your opinion on that?
Cloud computing, I guess it's basically is a storage thing where all of our data would be saved. It's kind of cloud. I mean, the general cloud where whatever like the data like you wanna save would be saved um, in three parts. I mean, in three system storage like um, data centers and all. So we have kind of like different three kind of section. Storage things where we can store our data, I guess.
To an extent, that concept is seems good. Yeah, you have just a basic idea. Yeah, that's great actually. But and if we considering cloud computing in simpler terms, we can call it as like we are using someone else's computer using through internet. That's the simple, the very simple definition that we can give to cloud computing actually. So we are just using someone else's computer. Like, yeah, there will be different providers who providing this computing power and capabilities and all. We'll be using that. How we are using that? We'll be using that with the help of internet. That's why I say it's cloud computing is completely something like we'll be using someone else's computer with the help of internet or through internet. Okay, that's the very simpler definition. that you can, so that itself explains you what it is actually. So yeah, in terms of that, yeah, I said that we are using a different someone else's computer and all. So let's see. Here also there is something related to data and all that that as you said. So it is like, yeah, and other times we can mention it's storing and accessing data and programs over the internet instead of computer hard drive. Because yeah, we all have laptops or PCs in hand and like will be using that. So this data stored in, but wherever the data, like whatever the data that we have, it will be stored inside our hard drive, right? So in on that kind of scenarios, like we'll be using different storage, different computing power, and everything will be in remote location. Actually, there are centers that called data centers, which is having like lots of racks and shelves that keeping computing like processors, storage devices, network interface cards, and all. So we'll be using that. That's the basic concept that we need to understand. Okay. So yeah, when it comes to different providers, yeah, there are a lot of different providers. Amazon, Azure, Google Cloud, Alibaba Cloud, IBM Cloud, Salesforce. Also, there are different like Oracle. Yeah, there are different kind of like all those are providers which offers us like, yeah, they are offering us to use their own like computing power and all. So basically, the idea is like, yeah, but what like, yeah, see, here we have providers, right? So what does this mean actually? It is something like, yeah, Azure. Azure is a provider, which means Azure providing us the capabilities or the platforms or like to perform our task, whether it's in terms of storing data or storing something else, means something else in the sense some database kind of thing, like whether SQL or something like database also, or maybe like we'll be looking for something to process. For example, we need to process a huge amount of process. Actually, we have to process something which required a huge amount of power, compute power. So for that, yeah, Azure will give you, or there will be some kind of monitoring means, yeah, I have some services, so I need to monitor that. So yeah, Azure will provide you. So in different ways, Azure will provide you different kind of capabilities, which in terms of computing, in terms of data storage, and also in like whatever that capability we need actually. So yeah, there are a lot of providers in the market which are providing this kind of services. So selecting that providers is definitely up to us, and yeah, obviously I can say that the market leaders, yeah, these three are the main contenders actually, and AWS, Azure, and Cloud. And among these three, AWS have more market share. Azure have more, like more, what we can say, yeah, more availability. Availability means Azure is available across globe. So Azure is providing more locations, which means it supports the largest network in the cloud provider as a cloud provider. Google Cloud, like since Kubernetes is developed by Google, so those kind of capabilities will be like you will be getting uh, seamlessly in Google Cloud than the other two providers. So all those providers have its own like advantages or merits. And yeah, when it comes to AWS and GCP, you need it's better to have some more Linux knowledge and all, so that you can make it handy. So if you are more familiar with Windows platforms and Microsoft products and all, definitely Azure will be the right goal that you can move on. So yeah, then we'll talk about the components. Actually, yeah, it's more flexible. More flexible in the sense, like we can create and destroy the resources or a VM or like computing power or storage within seconds. Okay, so we can. It's more flexible. So whether we don't need to like worry about okay how we can make it or how we can onboard it, how we can attach it, or how we can start it. We don't need to worry on all those things actually because it's very flexible in terms of handling. So whether we need this resource today and you are not planning to use it tomorrow, yeah, definitely you can once you use it, you can like reallocate right away. So like it's pretty easy to provision and provision resources. That's the one main like component or the main pros that we will get when we are into cloud computing. Next is like a resource efficient. Resource efficient in the sense, yeah, we'll be having some resources, right? We'll be having a different kind of users, like different kind of scenarios. We'll be having like, yeah. So, for example, yeah, we'll be using some database or we'll be using some storage capabilities only to store some data, right? For example, we'll be using some laptops or desktops or something like that to process most of our capabilities, most of our tasks that we need to perform. So there are a lot of services which is cloud computing is providing you so that you don't need to think about what all softwares you need to install in that. Okay, so if we have some like for example, we need to process some data or we need to do some upgrades or we need to store like process something. We need to install all the softwares and all like that, right? But in cloud, it is like there are services that provides like built-in capabilities that will do certain kind of things. So you don't need to like maintain a VM or a laptop or something like that for that. So there are services based like there are solutions that provide you a lot of services. You can take it and complete your task. So it will be efficient. And also like that cost in terms of cost also you will be getting a lot of advantages. I'll come to that. Yeah, cost effective. Cost effective in the sense, yeah. Currently I already like give you an example in the previous sessions. Do you remember like we'll be having a laptop with 8 GB RAM and yeah 12 cores of CPU, and we got a requirement, yeah, and then we need to scale it up to 10 GB RAM. So our computer will not support that. So it's hard to replace that, right? We need to buy a new laptop. And like once we are using that, like we need to pay a huge amount for that, right? So it's a one time payment kind of thing. So even if we are not using that much, we need to pay the whole amount, right, to buy that product. Here, it's cost effective, which means either you can go for like you can reserve some instance for 1 or 2 or 3 years, or you can do something like yeah, pay as you go, which means whatever the compute power or whatever the services that we are using, they will check how long you are doing that or how long you are using that. Just pay for that actually. So that's why like that word comes, pay as you go. Okay, so whenever we are using that, we need to pay. We are not using that, we don't want to pay, like that. The next is easy to manage, that I said, like to create provision, reprovision, it's very easy to, in a click, we can do that. So that's very easy to manage. Disaster recovery is something like, do you heard about disaster recovery? Yeah.
Disaster recovery, yeah, I mean, is it kind of like a data center, like three copies of our data? Like if one data center got in a disaster, then we have like two still data centers where we can recover our data.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the concepts that we will be using in data disaster recovery. But disaster recovery is something like, yeah, whenever some disaster comes up, yeah, we said right. There are data centers. Data centers means, yeah, in data centers, all the providers are like providing their hardware and all processing and all those things in that data center, right? So in each region, yeah, there will be multiple data centers. So there may like happening some natural calamities or some disasters, and there will be a chance of like damaging, or there may be something happened in between then the service may like face some issues, right? There may happen some interruptions and all. So to avoid that, for that purpose, actually we are using disaster recovery, and there are different kind of approach that we can, or there are different kind of strategies that we can adopt to enable disaster recovery in our architecture or in our application. So it's easy to accommodate that disaster recovery plan also, because Azure itself is providing a utility called Azure Site Recovery and also Azure Recovery Services. So which means it will be, oh, and yeah, there is one resource called Recovery Service Vault actually. So yeah, you'll be get an idea later. But yeah, Azure is providing this kind of services itself, so it will be um, carefully handled by Azure itself. Okay. Then yeah, difference between cloud and on-premises. Yeah, as you know, yeah, it's in terms of cost, it is like company pay for all hardware, and also if we need to increase the capacity, that we need to pay here only. But yeah, as I said, only pay what is used, right? So they don't need to worry about overpay and all. In security, the entire security is up to the teams on premises team, but in cloud, yeah, like most of those security kind of part will be taking care of that Azure itself. And yeah, in terms of reliability, yeah, if some breaking or something is happening in this data center, yeah, there will be failures and kind of things happening. But in cloud, yeah, there are solutions and services that gives you have availability as well as redundancy. So you will not face much outages for your applications when you are using cloud. And as an expertise, yeah, definitely the swap studied and worked on this technology. They will understand the whole infrastructure, and it is like they need to understand programming languages, lot of things. So whatever the technologies that we have used in that on premises, yeah, you need to understand it. So that's the expertise required on premises and cloud. Yeah, definitely there are a lot of parts that you can take about. Like you don't need too much, like you don't need to know this kind of programming languages and all. You can learn, like you must have an in like skill, like yeah, you need to learn day by day. So if you have an enthusiasm, if you have an interest in learning and all, yeah, definitely you can go with cloud. And day by day, like it's an evolving area now. So in that, you like if you need to shine, then you need to like learn skills, adapt new things. So it's like that. So you need to learn and all. So no kind, you don't need to understand any kind Java or Python or uh, PHP or something like that. That's not required here. If you are like you need to follow the concepts and the services what it have, yeah, definitely you are in. That's the concept. Like that's the main requirement for computing and main advantages. Okay, I'm going forward. Okay, do you have any question in between? Just shoot for shoot
Um,
it. Okay.
no, sir. No, sir. So far, no. So as you said, like in cloud computing or in DevOps, like I mean, is it? I mean, it's not necessary to have the programming language, right? I mean, language, right? Knowledge of
Yeah,
programming
definitely,
language.
definitely, definitely. It's like uh, when you know need a programming languages. For example, if I need to copy one data, I'm saying an example. Okay, so in my system, I have a data. Okay, a file. If I have one file, and I need to copy that to another location. Okay, that's my requirement, and every day this file will be created. Okay, new file will be created. At that time, if you need to automate, you can go for that. But it is not like yeah, in that you can use PowerShell. It is not a programming language. It's like a scripting language, I can say. PowerShell or Bash or Python. Okay, you can use. That's up to you. Whichever, like whatever the technology maybe, that's not an issue. Yeah, you can go for your comfort. So if that is required, you can go for that. If you need to automate it. So in such kind of situations, you may need some this kind of scripting language understanding, but it is not like entire product is building on a programming language or something you are programming with the help of some kind of languages for the Java. That is not required here. Only you need some kind of scripts. Sometimes you need to automate some tasks. That's it. So that you can learn easily. Like you can also use the internet and search for it, and you will be able to find it. So that's not a hurdle actually. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So now, yeah, there are three kind of clouds we have. One is public cloud, then the private cloud, and the hybrid cloud. In public cloud, yeah, it's definitely offered by third-party provider. So Azure is one of the public cloud that we have, and those who are in under it, they'll be able to access it. And yeah, definitely Azure is handling millions of customers, right? So they can handle that. And there will be a cost, like when whatever the services that you are using, there will be a cost accordingly. And the main advantage is like it is highly scalable. If you have one instance today, you need to scale it up to 10 instances. That yeah, that's fine. It's easy in that public cloud. And in private cloud, yeah, it is like only for selected network and selected users. So it is dedicatedly for some customers itself, and it will provide you enhanced what security control. But the issue is like it will be highly costly and scalability is limited. And yeah, finally the hybrid cloud is like it's a combination of public and private, which will give you high security with low cost. Okay, so this also can be adopted. So it's completely up to the organization that they are using. But like yeah, public cloud or hybrid cloud or private cloud, they can decide. So according to that policies that they have. Okay.
Sir, I got a quick question. Can I ask?
Yeah, definitely.
So, these three clouds. It's a sub branch of the cloud, right? So, let's say, if I'm using something, and for let's example, I'm using the Google Drive. Okay.
Okay.
So, if I'm uploading anything on the Google Drive, so where is it actually going to? Is it going to the public cloud, or is it going to the private cloud or hybrid? My data.
Yeah. Okay. So the data will be like, yeah, for example, you say about Google Cloud, right? Sorry, not Google Cloud, Google Drive.
Yes, sir.
You have any, if you have an email ID, you can have your own Google Cloud, right? So you will get 5 GB or that kind of storage by default without any cost, right? I'm also
Yeah.
getting the same. So
Yeah, it says 15 gigabytes of storage.
yeah. I'm just take it a random. So whoever using that Gmail, all of them have that kind of like storage, right? Whether they are using it or not, right?
Yes.
So it's like a public kind of solution that we have, correct? And they are providing it. Yeah, okay. Till 50 GB, it's free. If you need to go beyond 50 GB, yeah, we will take some cost. Okay, so it's a public one, and we can share it over. If I can share a link to you, you can access it, right?
Yeah.
So it is publicly available. But private is something like it will be only for a like for an organization or something like that. And hybrid is the like method of combination. And the scenario use as is like the data stored definitely will be in the data center. Okay, because some storage will be there in the data center. It will be in the data center itself. So Google will be using their data center. So it will be stored there actually.
Okay, got it.
Okay. And it's a software as like there are different kind of services. So Google Cloud, sorry, not Google Cloud actually. Google Drive is something that we are using the storage capability from Google. Okay. Till 15 GB, we don't need to pay. But after 15 GB, if we need to use some storage, yeah, we need to pay like that. So it's available publicly, right? There are a lot of customers available. But whoever that Gmail ID have, they can have at least 50 GB like that.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes, sir, I got it.
Yeah. And later, when we go through this journey, you will be get more clarity on that because we will not. Yeah, currently our yeah we are thinking okay, you are only familiar about this Google Cloud. Sorry, not Google Cloud, Google Drive, right? Because you are not using any kind of cloud capabilities and all. That's why you are thinking about this Google Drive. Okay, when you are like going through this journey, you'll definitely forget about Google Drive actually, because regarding cloud, there are a lot of things. Okay.
Okay.
And yeah, now we will be moving into Azure and its core services. So yeah, Azure is some yeah we said no. Azure is a cloud provider which has the most number of regions in the web. So more than like yeah, AWS we have a big market share, but when it comes to geographical availability, yeah, Azure has more coverage, so more regions and all. So we can say easily say that Azure is having coverage in all most of the locations. So it has a huge coverage. That's why it is more recommended. So yeah, Azure is something like, right? It's like if you need to like meet an organization, there are some requirements and they need to overcome the challenges. Yeah, Azure will provide you a platform to build, manage, and deploy applications according to our need. Whether it's a public facing with millions of requests, like and for example, we have an application like like Amazon.in or Flipkart or Netflix or YouTube. Yeah, that also we can handle in Azure. So that's the capability that Azure is offering. And what are things Azure is offering? Yeah, be ready for the future. So it is like continuous innovation is happening, and Microsoft itself is developing day by day. So you will be getting new technologies continuously. So currently now we have a lot of updations, right? And build on your types. Also, we can develop. Like we can open source or supporting with some language and all. We can also develop services or something in Azure actually. And also, yeah, if we need a connection with our on premises, which means I have an office setup and I have some data center in my office and I need to connect it with my cloud. Yeah, that's definitely it will be happening. So hybrid kind of structure, it will definitely support. So that's also working with that. And by the last, yeah, you will be getting the security of a cloud. So Microsoft itself is providing the maximum security for you. So it will help you to gain that kind of security from Azure. So you don't need to worry about that much. So that's the basic concepts that Azure is offering. And now we'll be moving next. Yeah. In terms of storages and services that Azure is offering, as you can see, there are a lot of services in the screen, and obviously there are a lot more actually. So 100 plus services actually Azure is providing. So you can see that in terms of compute, storage, networking, hybrid cloud, data, intelligence, IoT, developer service, application, media, and CDN, integration, compute service, security and management. There are hundreds of resources, hundreds of services provided by Azure. And all these are like dependent on some data centers. So if we are creating a VM, it will be in a data center. We can decide in which data center that we need to deploy. The region we can define. Means whether we need to deploy a VM in US or in Europe or in UAE or in like whether in Australia. So we can decide which region we need to choose. So accordingly, it will provision a VM in a data center. So similarly, for other services also, it's like that. Accordingly, the region, whatever the region we are choosing, they will deploy that service in that data and that regional data center, like that. Okay, we get that idea?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
No, nothing. We just have like great. I mean, some services of Azure like platform
Yeah,
service.
definitely. Azure is powerful, like Azure is providing a lot of services that we can deploy and to like we can decide where we need to deploy in terms of region. Okay, so there may be, for example, virtual machines can be deployed everywhere. Maybe there will be, for example, yeah, okay, DNS. DNS is, yeah, we can deploy it. So some regions that may support, some regions it will not support DNS. Yeah, like that. I'm only taking one example. Okay, not about the exact fact. So yeah, there are services and there are regions. That's the main takeaway for this picture that you need to understand. Yeah, and yeah, and we are into the last concept. So after this, we can go for some kind of hands-ons. So before that, we will be discussing that. It's a famous like example. There are three concepts actually. Yeah. See, I'm just explaining this. Like pizza as a service. Okay. So there are a lot of components. Just check cheese, toppings, tomato sauce, pizza, fire. Yeah, there are a lot of things, right? So what we are doing, we are made at home. So which means we all need a dining table for what? To sit and eat. So soda as something like a smoothie or something like for an extra drinking kind of thing. Gas or electric that we need to prepare it. Oven, fire, yeah, like all those things is required, right? So if we are doing it made at home, we need all these things, correct? And we are
Yes.
those who are responsible to manage all this, right? Because how much cheese we need, or whether we need to go with an oven, what kind of dining table we need, which type of tomato sauce that we will use, which brand we will use, or how we will use that fire. All those are dependent only on us. Like we are responsible. We can decide what kind of thing that we can use, right? When we
Yes.
think about infrastructure as a service, okay, this is a service that we have in cloud, infrastructure as a service. So we will call it as IaaS. We heard about this?
Yeah, yes, sir. We have three services like IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS, like
Yeah,
infrastructure as a
definitely,
service, platform as a service,
definitely.
and
Correct, correct. In infrastructure service, what it is, like only what all things we need to take. Only there's like this much things we need to take, right? See, when we go to pass, only we need to think about dining table and so on, like where we need to sit and all. Others will be delivered, correct? In infrastructure, IaaS, what happened? Like it's kind of ready-made, ready-made product that we can buy and we can prepare it at our home. Here, every ingredients that we are collecting separately. So here, what happens? It is like, yeah, we are taking some kind of ready to cook kind of thing actually. And by the last, software as a service means all they will take care, which means if we are going dine out, yeah, definitely we are not taking care of this dining table or soda or whatever, right? We can just order and they will give us, we can take it over there. Okay, this is a difference between each services like IaaS, PaaS and SaaS. Okay, this is very much important. If you know, yeah, well and good. So if you have any questions on this, you can ask. So I understand that you have a basic idea on this. That's
yeah, yes, sir. So, sir, I mean, does it mean like in infrastructure as a service, like 50% of work like we have to do, and the rest of the work like I mean, the company would take care of it. I mean, the Azure would take care of it. And in platform, like 75% of the work, I mean, would be done by the company, and just 25% would be done by yourself. And in software as a service, like everything would be take care of, the company itself. Is it like
yeah,
that,
yeah,
sir?
only we need to use it. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
correct.
okay, okay,
It is like that actually. Okay.
okay.
So it's like that. Yeah, it's up to the services, the kind of services IaaS, like IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. There will be different services which is offering by Azure. So yeah, if Azure is like if we are using one IA infrastructure as service resource, then they will take care about this. Yeah, let's say 50%, which means there will be some set of things that Azure will take care. rest of things we need to take care like that.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. Yeah, in terms of, yeah, I'll show you this is the, yeah, in terms of cloud concepts. In infrastructure services, yeah, server, storage, networking, virtualization, all this part they will take, which means they will like take care of the storage availability. They will take care of the network availability and all. Only what we need to take care of the, yeah, what data application. If there is any middleware means is there any data application or something to be installed in between? For example, yeah, Visual Studio. Do you heard about Visual Studio?
Um, which studio, sir?
Visual Studio. It's an application actually.
Oh, yeah, Virtual Studio. Yeah, Virtual Studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a visualization tool, right?
Yeah, Visual Studio is like, yeah, we can use that for different purposes. Yeah, definitely we can call it as like
Yeah, I mean, this is a
visualization.
place where I mean, it's a platform like where we I mean the DevOps engineers would work, I guess.
Yeah, Visual Studio is something like we will be using mostly for coding and all. If we need to
Yeah,
push some
coding.
code to push some code to some repo, or we need to pull some code from some repo. Yeah, all those kind of things will be
Yeah.
used with the help of this Visual Studio actually.
Yes.
Okay, so in infrastructure code, yeah, application data, runtime, middleware, OS. These all things we need to take care. The other things will be taken care by Azure. In past, what happens? All those things will be taken by care by Azure. Only we need to think about the application data. Data. Okay, so updation of application or data, how the data will be stored. All those kinds we need to take care. Others will be taken by Azure. And if you are offering a software as a service, all those part they will take care of. We need to use it. That's it. Okay. So,
Okay.
okay. Do you have any questions? Can go for it and otherwise.
No, I mean, I was just wondering, sir, what would be the example? I mean, for the software as a service. I mean, everything is taken by Azure, right? So, is there
Yeah,
any particular software? I mean, the best example for
yeah,
software as a service.
yeah. I'm going. See, for infrastructure as a service, virtual like, yeah, there are different kind of services that they are providing. Okay, so this is VM. Let's say virtual machine for now. Okay, we'll look into other resources later. So it's a infrastructure as service, platform as a service, which means SQL service are there, Kubernetes are there, web app services are there. So it's a platform PaaS actually. Okay, it's they are providing platform for us to work. So if we have an application, like if we have a coded application and all, we can put it in the web app. So it will give you a website and all. Okay. So it's a platform as service. We don't need to take care of that like the underlying layer. We don't need to. Yeah, we will understand that once we like starting deploying resources. Okay. And software as a service, yeah, that we have like Office 365, Dynamics, and different are there. So only like they are managing it. All those kind only we need to use it, right? Accordingly, we can work. So Office 365 is one of the examples that we have, which will provide a software, right? That we can use. We don't need to think about its availability, its working, and all, right? Like if we are using Microsoft Word or Excel or PowerPoint or whatever it is, we don't need to think about the working principle. We only use it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they get an idea now. Like it's a segregation, and there are a lot of services that we will like describe later. I just wanted to check whether you got the idea now.
So, sir, I mean, being a DevOps engineer, so are we going to work on this all three services, or is there any particular services that we are only working on? I mean, going to work on?
We need to work on all kind of services. We don't need
Oh,
to, yeah, there like if you are a cloud engineer or DevOps engineer, definitely you will be handling IAS pass as what all. There is no like segregation in between. If you are an engineer, you need to deal with all this kind of services. It's kind of a segregation actually. Azure. If we are saying we
okay.
are an DevOps engineer with capabilities in Azure and all, or in Azure DevOps or DevOps, yeah, you will be handling this kind of resources. So it is not limited to only infrastructure as service or only platform as service or anything. It's like all. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir.
And Azure region does it that I said, Azure is having the most data centers across the globe. So we can call it as a region. Okay. So it is geographically separated, and you can see that like why we are using that regions is like to avoid network latency. Okay, there will be some delay in between during the traffic. So to avoid this latency, we'll be using that region. So in every region, we will have 2 or 3 data centers available. So Azure is the main major provider which have more regions. So which means it can provide low latency network. Okay. See, for example, this in the US we have, yeah, see, there are a lot of, these are all are the regions that we have in Azure. It's still updating. So definitely if you go and search for the regions Azure supports, it will give you an updated one, because Azure is like evolving day by day. You can just go for regions in Azure in Google, then it will give you a lot of list, okay, which will show you okay these much locations we have.
So, so sir, are they all data centers?
Yeah, that doesn't is
Oh,
current.
okay,
Yeah, because
okay,
see in Brazil, yeah, they'll be having data centers. Not only one, there will be 2 or 3. It is like that. Basically, region means they are providing a data center there. So the users that in this area can access Brazil South. Okay. The people in this area can use West US or Central US or North Central US or like that. The people who are from this area, they can use Japan West or Australia East, East Asia, Central India, UAE Central, UAE North, like that. It is like they will be having their legacies over there. And currently, like yeah, in Saudi Arabia, itself they are expanding. So in across the world, yeah, they are expanding day by day. That's why I said currently it's 58 regions, right? But if you search for it today, yeah, definitely it will be more than that. So that's how Azure is evolving. Can you get me?
yeah, yes, sir.
Great. Yeah, this is I'm just taking it. These are the like location regions we have on our series, but just 3 is there. So you can see like that. It's as I said now, it's evolving, it's expanding day by day. Yeah, then yeah, that's it. That's it for in terms of region. Yeah, availability zones. It is that the one that you said, like we'll be putting some like there is some traffic. If we have one region, yeah, we can have more than one data center there. So if we put an application copy in 3 areas, yeah, we can increase availability. Actually, availability zone is used for to increase the availability. So it will like in a region, we will have different zones. Okay. So in a region, we will have different zones. So at least 2 or 3. So if we put copy in each zone, then our application will be highly available. So that's one of the methods that we will be using if we need high availability. Okay. So yeah, whenever we are creating VM and all, we'll be getting this. So you'll be able to understand that at that time.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, these are the protecting application and data from this data center failures, protecting from single point of failure, increasing high availability and all. And Azure ARM is something like it is like the yes and template that we are using. So basically, it is for deployment and management services in Azure. So this is for your information. If you have an Azure account and all, yeah, you can definitely use this and you can do deployments using Azure Resource Management. Okay, it will help us to manage this infrastructure. It will help us to deploy. It will help us to monitor. So it is easy to redeploy using Azure Resource Manager. Actually, we can call it as an ARM template. It is Azure native only. So if we are like capable to do ARM template and all, then we can deploy resources in Azure itself. So we can use that as an IAC tool, like infrastructure as code also. Instead of this, if you need Terraform, then you can deploy the resources in multiple clouds. So that's why we are taking Terraform. Okay. Okay. This is the Azure portal. Yeah. Do you have ever used Azure portal before?
Yeah. But I mean, unfortunately, as I told you, like I opted for the free version, but
Okay.
later on,
Okay.
I didn't use it. So
Okay.
I'm just aware of the. As seeing on the screen. So I just remember like how the portal looks like and all.
Great. 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 This is the home screen that we will be getting, and there are two setting Azure Marketplace. So from this, yeah, we'll be like installing resources. Like Azure Marketplace is something like all the images, like whatever solution that we need, we can take it from there. Whether yeah, yeah, it is segregated into computer networking, storage, web, mobile, container, database. Yeah, there are a lot of areas. So in each area, yeah, we will have different kind of solutions. So in compute, we will be having virtual machines. Networking, we will have VNet and all. Storage, yeah, definitely this data disk or blob services and all. Yeah, web, we will have app service. Yeah. So there will be solutions in each of this domain and all are available in marketplace. Yeah, so you can remember this marketplace where okay, it is for like it is something like a Play Store or app this iOS market, right? App Store. You can go there and search for it and you can provision that like that. That's how Azure Market is price is working. So now we can start our basic idea. Before that, I'll be giving you a link. Uh, WhatsApp group. Share that. Yeah, I shared a link in the WhatsApp group.
Yes, sir.
Just
I just saw.
just check it out. It's a Microsoft Learn link, so we need to just follow that. So once you are opening it, I'll start sharing that link also.
I mean, should I do it now?
Yeah, just do you have laptop or something with handy?
Um, yes, but I mean, I just have to set up. So maybe like from tomorrow I can set up.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, make sure that we will. Yeah, I'll share the screen like whatever that we are getting over there. Yeah. So this will be the window that you will be getting. Okay. This is the link that I have provided. And here you will get this sign in to activate sandbox. Okay. You're able to
Okay.
see my screen, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So here you need to click on sign in to activate sandbox. So it will ask you to sign in. Okay. So
Okay.
you just need to sign into your account. Let me sign. So when I authenticate, yeah, it is just verifying the account. So it will checking sandbox availability. Okay, review permission. Accept. Okay. Now it will check once again. Verify account. See, sandbox activated. Okay. So you can use 1 hour order, which means you will get 59 minutes, 1 hour, almost 1 hour. So you can use it for 10 times a day, which means at least 10 hours. Okay,
Okay. I mean, per day we can use 10 hours.
10 hours, yeah. But when it will be deactivated after 1 hour, and then you need to
Sign again.
activate that again.
Okay.
If I go to subscriptions, it will show you, see, concierge subscription, which is like a, what we can call, it is for only 1 hour. After this 1 hour, it will be decommissioned. Okay. So here we can play around for a 1 hour. Okay, we can, yeah, I'll show you. Like we'll be creating a virtual, we can create a virtual network. And then, yeah, we'll be like creating the other resources too. So for today, what we can do is like, yeah, this is the authentication that you need to learn, like how you can activate it. So you got that right, how to activate it.
Yes, sir.
Same way you need to do. And yeah, there are a lot of limitation in this. Like you can't like create any other resources. Whatever that comes out of virtual machines, that you can create. Otherwise, it will not allow you to create actually. For example, if you try this, there are some limitations. So you can explore it with the help of this actually. And once you feel that, yeah, we are good to go with the account and all, then we will start. So it will be more productive. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you will be like getting out of those grace period and you will lost it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. Much better. I mean, so I mean, do I have to like logging through the laptop? Like, I mean, I mean, attend the classes through the laptop, or is it okay if I just continue with the phone?
Okay. It's like, yeah, we'll be like taking this activities and we'll be sharing this, as you know, right? We are sharing record sessions too. So you
Mm-hmm.
can, it is recommended to attend the classes, the sessions using laptops if you have. And
Okay.
if not, then you can think about, if not, it is not possible. Not possible because you need to do at least some task, right? So
Yeah.
when attending the class, that's fine. You can attend from phone also. But
Mm-hmm.
after the sessions, I'll be giving you a task also. So you need to perform it. And if you are getting some issues or something, the next session, we will discuss on that. We will sort it out like that actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And I can send you the screenshot as well if I have some
Yeah,
problem
yeah,
on the
definitely,
if I'm
definitely,
practicing.
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. You can share it in the group itself so that others can also learn, right? So like that you
Yeah.
can
Okay.
take it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so today, yeah, we'll not creating because if we create also like it will take a bit. So explaining and creating, yeah, that will make pretty, it will not be good. So just make sure that you have this access to this, the link that I have shared. So once it
Okay, sir.
is finished, like it will be deactivated. Whatever the resources you created, it will vanish. Then you need to start again. Okay. So I'll tell
Okay,
you
sir.
what all things we need to do. Okay. Here there is some like part to walk through. If you need, yeah, you can just go through it. On the next session, we'll be covering this and then we'll be deploying uh, things in that. And we'll be taking a real-time scenario kind of thing in terms of this
Okay.
virtual machines, virtual networks. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And yeah, think that's it for today. Yeah. Do you have any doubts or something? Then we can.
So I mean it's a beyond topic, sorry. But let's say while working in a company, so I mean, is it like do we have to start with start creating the virtual machine first and then the rest of the work? I mean, does this virtual machines comes under IaaS, like infrastructure as a service?
Yeah, definitely. It comes under infrastructure as a service.
Okay.
So
So, I mean, do we need to start making this virtual machine first, or I mean, is it the first step?
no, it's not like that. It's up to the requirement of that organization only.
Okay.
If they need an app service, we need to create app service. If they need something else, we need to create that. Only upon their request, we will be creating that. But we must able to understand the main components. Okay, virtual machines. Also, there is some kind of load balancers. That kind of the important things. Okay, so the main components that we have to understand. If we don't have skills on that, like it's very hard. If we have skills on that, then that's it. So that much important like services we'll be handling. So you'll get exposure on that. It is not like
Okay.
those who are all like using cloud must deploy virtual machine. It's not like that. It's
Okay.
like only upon the requirement. Whether they need a virtual machine or a Kubernetes or something different, SQL Server. That's up to them. So accordingly,
Okay.
whatever the requirements they have, we will provision it like that. You follow me?
Okay. Okay.
It's like that. So this is why I said you don't need to go with what a free trial account. Okay. So for this kind of task, we can refer this. Once we feel we are good to go, then you can go with that. Okay. Because there are some limitation on this. Whenever you try different kind of things over here, yeah, definitely you will be getting errors in between because there are some policies implicated to restrict the usage of. Otherwise, people gets into it and like start doing things, right?
Okay.
So that's it for today. This is like yeah, mostly we were into a Azure cloud and cloud computing, the benefits, what all things we can do, what all services we are Azure is offering, how it is working, and how we can activate that sandbox so that you can try it out using that. And yeah, we'll be creating the resources from the very next session. So be prepared. Be prepared with your laptops and just tell the other guy also so that you all have like following the same in the same fashion.
Okay.
You make sure that you have a laptop and you can yeah, you will not be doing the task right away in our sessions, but right after the session you can do it. And if you need to refer that, like whatever we have covered in that session, yeah, you will get that recorded session. So you can follow.
Yeah.
Make sure
Okay. So
that you
definitely.
okay. Make sure that you are just whenever I'm sharing the session now, you can put your comments or like you just like it and just comment out what you are getting and how it was, so that like others also can.
Okay. So okay. Definitely.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Okay. Sir.
We'll
Thank you so
be
much.
we'll be yeah we'll be connecting the next session. So
Right.
here